the Barnsley Griffins esports podcast. Brought to you by Vibe Radio, the student station for Barnsley College.
Hello, I'm Alfie.
And I'm Sam.
And welcome to the debut of the Barnsley Griffins podcast, where we talk everything esports and mention the daily sports news.
I'd like to announce our amazing sponsors, SHI, who offer us great equipment and kits, as well as the Yorkshire Sports Foundation, who funded half of our Haddo equipment.
Speaking of Haddo, really enjoying it at the moment, aren't we?
Oh, lad, it's class.
It's brilliant. Training, we've been looking to do some team competitions.
You'll love it, you'll lad.
It is, it's brilliant. I really enjoy it. It's a good laugh. It's a good laugh, and
Honestly,
obviously with opportunities
don't
we
even
get.
give me a chance. It just smokes me.
I know. Well, what can I say? All that practice has paid off. When we go to Coventry and stuff, when we went the other week, it was a proper good experience. Like,
oh, you went, didn't you? Went for that tournament thing?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
It's brilliant. I proper enjoy it. Obviously, we didn't quite do as well as we thought we'd do, but we managed to stay in this group.
I bet it was buzzing.
Yeah, it was a good laugh and proper enjoyed it. So,
yeah, while we're on things, F1.
Yeah.
Rigs coming in. They're coming in. You know, Williams have been kind enough to provide us with a few wheels, pedals and rigs and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a proper good experience, and it's open to anyone, isn't it?
Yeah, or open to anybody. Anybody that's in Barnsley College can come down and have a go if they want.
Yeah, so...
have you had a go on it yet?
I haven't, yeah.
Oh, lad, it's buzzing. I had a go the other day and I was proper driving round.
I'm proper excited. What track did you go on?
Monza and this, I forgot the other one. I think it's Spain or like Silverstone or something.
Yeah, speaking of Silverstone, might be going later on into you.
Oh,
that would be amazing, wouldn't it?
We may get the opportunity to go to Silverstone and the Williams hub.
I know.
If we go there, I'll lose my mind.
It's such an opportunity with this course, and it's absolutely brilliant. And
listen, you've got opportunities falling left, right, and centre.
Exactly, it's
you
brilliant.
Can't miss them.
You don't get Silverstone on a plate like that anywhere else, do you?
No, like obviously you sports, you might go away and you do pre-season or whatever, but like Silverstone for an F1 fan, that is massive.
Yeah, esports, it's growing, isn't it?
It's off this roof.
Speaking of games we're getting, what about that new Hogwarts game?
Oh, lad, I've seen it, right, and it's like a massive open world, and they've said whatever you can see in the game, like what you can see, you can go and visit it.
Looks good, doesn't it?
I'm not a massive I've seen all the Harry Potters. I'm not a massive Harry Potter fan.
Same, but that's something to play.
But I'm gonna have to have a look in that.
Class, doesn't it?
To be fair, like it looks decent.
Yeah, we might have to think about that.
Again, like all spells and that. Again, yeah. I don't know much because I'm not like a massive Harry Potter fan, but like just being able to cast spells and being like what house you're in, just getting like randomly chosen and that's sick.
If you're not into that, what games are you in a minute like?
FIFA, F1, obviously I love F1.
Yeah.
I'm a massive F1 fan. Play a bit of FIFA co-op seasons with one of other boys. That's always a right laugh. Yeah. Can't miss Pro Clubs as well.
Oh, Pro Clubs, it's a good laugh from Pro Clubs, isn't it?
Overwatch though.
Yeah, it's looking interesting with Overwatch. We got updates and stuff.
Yeah, they're getting quite a lot as well.
Yeah, could be a big.
How you doing in
big
FIFA?
Impact on game.
Ultimate Team, how you doing?
Not doing too bad, Not doing too bad.
Lad,
climbing up the divisions, looking about.
I'm
Div
absolutely
2, Div 3
pants
now,
me.
so
I'm in Div 9.
Not too bad. Yeah, but don't play as much as me.
No,
so
I've only played for about 2 weeks though. Saying that.
It's fair enough.
You proper sweat it out.
Yeah, but gotta practice.
You're just one of them that's good at everything. Yeah. And it irritates me.
Well,
like Overwatch. Overwatch.
Not you said that much.
No,
you're
Overwatch is the only thing that I've got over you, and you're only just behind me, and it irritates me.
Well,
and F1, you can't race on F1, so I'll take that as well.
Yeah, you've got that one off me. So when we do go to Silverstone, you'll know what you're talking about.
Listen,
and
I'll show you the ropes when we go to Silverstone.
It'd be a right good when we're watching them cars fly by though. Who'd you be rooting for? Who's your go-to?
What, like if you actually went to watch F1?
Yeah.
Thing is though, right, don't get me wrong, I like Lewis Hamilton, but I think he can be a bit of a crybaby.
Yeah, I know.
Same with Max. I like Max, but he can be a bit of a crybaby. So it'd probably have to be Lando Norris, which is quite...
Yeah, he's up and coming, and he's only young.
He's up and coming, starting there. And then I'd like to see, Alex Albon do well, because he's another English Johnny. Williams, I think he's still there at Williams. I think Nick De Vries have gone to Alpha Tauri from Mercedes, who were their third driver. So that's quite interesting. Like, see, just like I say, all the newbies are going on. Do you know what I mean? The Lance Sargent, he's quite new.
Yeah. Who are you playing at game? As far as races go?
Carlos Sainz, because everybody's a Ferrari fan. In the words of Sebastian Vettel, everybody's a Ferrari fan. Even if you say you don't like Ferrari, everybody... If you ask a child to draw a car, what colour they're drawing it?
Red.
It's because of Ferrari.
Right, you're right there.
Every child draws a car red because of Ferrari.
Not doing too bad, Ferrari, are they, recently?
Well, the bottled championship, right? But that's
next season.
That once what's his name? Carlos Sainz. He's their second driver. He's gonna look dangerous. I quite like him, Carlos Sainz. He's gonna be lethal. Yeah. Charles Leclerc.
Yeah,
he's on his villain arc. That man is coming through. He's on his through. Right, so next up, we'll talk about his FIFA day that we've had today.
Yeah, look forward to it.
The Barnsley Griffins Esports Podcast. Brought to you by Vibe Radio, the student station for Barnsley College.
Right, welcome back. And lad, we're going on about all that practice that's put into FIFA climbing divisions. That's done all right today in this FIFA tournament.
Well, yeah, I didn't do too bad, Got to semis. Played decent, got a few decent wins in there. I think I got a 4-0, got a 2-0. And to be fair, in the game that I did lose, I think on a day we had any pressure on me, I might have done it.
Fair enough. If you think that's what's affected the most about it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. It's when you've got everybody watching you and there's a lot online, like with a potential sponsorship. It's really nerve-wracking, like. And although your game,
Khalid.
That must have been nerve-wracking, to be fair.
You know what?
I was checking for you.
You were shoutcasting it, weren't you? I was shaking, right, because I'm trying to concentrate, right, and I've got two Donnies stood behind me on about almond, mustard, cheese and ham toasties. I'm trying to have a game against COR Barnsley Football Club. Can you, be quiet for 2 minutes? But no,
you thought you'd had it, didn't you?
Lad,
that 3-1 lead, I thought you'd had it. Shoutcasting, I thought he's got this in bag, surely. Khalid looks a bit naff. Right, but
I put Marshy on and Joe Ackroyd on, and I went, you know what, Barnsley boys are going to bag you. Cole bagged, and then I think I brought him off, put Teddy on because Marshy weren't feeling it for me. And he just brought it back, and I was fuming. I just couldn't defend.
He put up a good game, to be fair. To say, obviously, he can't play FIFA too much, can he? He's got a lot on his hands.
Oh, no, yeah, but he's not that bad.
Yeah, I know. He shocked me. He did shock me.
He shocked me, and I was playing him.
Exactly.
But no, that's another thing. Potential sponsorship for winner today.
Yeah, what a reward that is.
It's that's what peak kids dream about. Being from town.
That's why I was so nervous, and obviously because there's a lot online, it's so hard to perform because it's not just an average game of FIFA. There's a lot to play for.
I think the worst bit about it is when I walked in on you and Josh, and you were both shaking. That's when you know it's serious. When you walk in and they're both shaking, mm-hmm. That's bad.
But yeah, not only were Khalid shocking us, we got a few new shocks with other people, didn't we? I have to say Josh did perform today. Josh
come late and his application glitched, didn't he? So he didn't think he were going to play. He turned up and he's like, I don't think I can be really bothered. Turned up, and you know what? Ollie, as teacher, right, battered him, right, from start to finish, but Donnarumma saved him.
Yeah, 3-1, how did he pull that out?
I have no idea, but he had a right game. He had a few good games, did Josh? He was definitely an underdog for it.
I think he won all his games in his group, didn't he?
I don't think he lost a game.
Yeah.
You bet him, didn't you?
Yeah, well,
you had to practice again.
Got to do that. But yeah, the opportunity for Barnsley to come in and to meet Khalid, to talk to him about that, and for you to have a game with him, what an opportunity there, isn't it?
Lad, I think, just him being there and when we're playing, you're playing him and he's making jokes about it and you're like, oh, he's not as actually serious as you thought he'd be. He's quite a chilled out guy. He's and he come round at ending, again everybody fist bumps and he was like, yeah, well played today. He's like, yeah, you might have let me win. He thinks I let him win. I won. I was trying. I was adamant. I was beating him. I'm sat there thinking, I'm not letting you beat me. I'm going to win this. And he pulled it back. I was fuming.
Yeah, he put up a good game, to be fair to him, because nobody was going to expect that, whether when he were coming in, you thought, obviously he's going to play, he's going to try, but you thought, we play FIFA, don't we? We know what we're doing.
Thinking he's got all this time and he's not really got much time to sit and play FIFA, exactly. But he did well.
He's watching the first team. Speaking of first team, we've got
Charlton away.
Charlton away. I think that could be doable, in all honesty. Even though we've been a bit inconsistent recently.
Them last two performances are ready for,
Is that 4 penalties in 4 we've had? That's...
Lad, I went to watch when we lost 3-0 against and Mads got sent off.
Were it a red though?
Lad, honestly, I was sat at stand, right, and it come up and I went, right, it might be a pen, but there's no way that's a red. He pulled red card out and I just sat down and I put my head in my hands and I just went, I can't be bothered coming anymore.
I know.
I was so disappointed.
It's hard to cope when quality refereeing is a bit underwhelming.
The quality of referees.
It's League One. It's what you expect these days.
They're so irritating. But I'll tell you something though. That linesman, there were two. There were old man that ref that game, and there were another one. The linesman, he was shocking. But that other one, that woman, she didn't put a decision one, and I thought it was brilliant to see the level of equality that a woman can come in and be so much more professional and so much better and higher class than the men. I thought that was so much.
It's good to see that there's women officials coming into the game now.
Yeah, I love it.
It's brilliant to see.
It's such good.
A lot more diverse, isn't it?
Speaking of diverse, Overwatch captain and Overwatch and that, but I think we'll talk about that next.
Yeah, after a break. Some good performances to mention.
The Barnsley Griffins Esports Podcast. Brought to you by Vibe Radio, the student station for Barnsley College.
So, as we mentioned before the break, about diversity, and how you mentioned Maddie, who's captain of Overwatch team, and she does it really well. She's a really good, stereotype of a captain. She's commanding with her team. She knows her team composition. She's really good at Overwatch, actually. She's really good support.
She knows them inside and out as well. She knows everything.
Yeah, she knows her team.
They've had a bit of a stumble. James. He's a healer, but he's playing tank. They're having a bit of a tank problem because poor Harrison. I feel sorry for him. He's a good tank. He can just play Reinhardt, so it's a bit like he's trying to learn other tanks. Then you've got to put other people that's a bit left in there, and it's a bit all over the shop, isn't it, really?
Yeah, that's the thing with Harrison, because obviously we him more than less one trick in Reinhardt, and him not really being it meta, is he? He's quite a average tank these days. He's only good on maybe King's Cross and things like that. So it's annoying for him because he's even got people challenging him, like Jensen, who's on Sigma, a brilliant Sigma main, by the way.
What a player.
It's hard for Harrison because the situation that he's in, because obviously they're forcing James to go on to tank.
Then that's leaving the healer with not as high a level as it could be because James is mainly a healer.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got Harrison and Jensen who are sitting out, even though they're both very good on tank. So it's probably something that they need to work on because, as we've seen in recent performances from them, they've not been too bad, but there seem to be a few teams, I think that Sandstorm Red, that they played. I think they've played twice, or maybe even 3 times this season. Home and away, we've lost it twice, and it was like a 3-0 or 3-1. So
you've had the experience to shoutcast some of these games.
Yeah.
Does it get to you when you're in there?
It does, because obviously there's bits and bobs where you're just like, what do I talk about? It's the game, because obviously on modes like push, the game goes a bit passive. The team's pushing when they get a team kill, for instance. Everybody's dead, so you're not talking about. You have to talk about the recent tactics and stuff like that. So it's nice to have an idea before you're going in. Maybe have a bit of stuff wrote down for analytics and whatnot, so you're not silent and you've got stuff to talk about. But you had an experience from it first week. How did you find it like?
Nerve-wracking.
It is, isn't it?
Honestly, absolutely babbing my pants. Because it's so nervous, right? You sit there, and I got to sit with you, so it was quite easy. But then again, we were sat there and we had that, I was quoting Kendrick Lamar, I was singing Be Humble, I was just chilling out. I wasn't really professional about it, which I could have been.
But it was first time and we were new to the course.
And
so.
I tell you what, we did have an amazing moment, that 4K, we constantly quoting that 4K. That
we
was
loved
brilliant.
It, didn't we? We were proper getting into it.
Genji got that 4K off and you just started screaming 4K. That was brilliant.
Yeah, unfortunately with Genji though, because obviously Connor being a Genji main, he's been nerfed and the meta's changed because of all the nerfs. Obviously you've got Orisa and Roadhog who are main tanks now because somehow, I don't know how, but they haven't received a nerf, which is shocking to me because they're really, really strong at minute, which leaves no room for players like Jensen, who's a Sigma main, when he's easily countered and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
And it's the thing as well, it's annoying when you go in comp. We all play comp together. When Jensen's sat there trying to play Sigma and he's coming against a Roadhog and he's getting absolutely battered, and Jensen struggles to play Roadhog a few times, and then Jensen goes, and he gets stressed out and he's like, you know what? I'm just going to have to go Roadhog. And he plays Roadhog and he'll absolutely batter him. It's it gives bad players a better chance to go higher, and it's just, I don't think it's fair.
Yeah, and that's what it is with Overwatch team, because obviously, like, if you take Maddie, for example, she's really strong on Mercy, but with other supports like Moira or Lucio, she's not as good as, like, maybe James or Charlie. So that takes it down a little bit, because if Mercy's not in the meta, then Maddie's more than less vulnerable. She's got no one to play that she's really strong with.
I tell you what is really interesting though, when we actually get to play them, like us, from like me, you, Jensen, Sam Blackburn and that, as a normal friend group, get to play against like an amateur team that's like actually out there performing. Like
it's interesting.
It's interesting. Like we show, because I like to look at the stats and I can go, you know what, I can perform just as well as them.
Yeah, we do put up a fight, don't we? It's not like the walk park all over us. We're not too bad. I think, obviously, maybe next year when trials come back round with a bit more practice, we could be in there.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think it helps playing it nearly every day.
Yeah.
But I've got no else to do, so I might as well.
Yeah. But I've got promising as Overwatch team. We have got a solid team. It's just a bit here, there and everywhere at minutes with James on tank and stuff.
Sort it out, and I think we'll be a real threat.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely a real threat.
Next season, maybe even topping league and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, definitely, without a doubt. But again, I think it comes down to just certain people, doesn't it?
Yeah, as well as his Overwatch team, we've got Val that's doing quite well. I think they've won about half of their games, so they're not doing too bad.
Yeah, they're having a bit of things at the minute between like picking the subs.
Yeah.
Because I think there's one player that can't get in. I'm not really sure, and I think like Sam McGill's in there. Sam McGill's wanting to get in. He's a brilliant player. Jake as well, Mr. Peanut Butter.
Yeah, he's a solid Val player.
And then League as well. League's not doing too bad, to be fair, either. They've been doing quite well.
Yeah, and things with League as well, we've got a solid team because we haven't got that many players who play League, so it's more than less the same people every week. Your Jake Armitage and whatnot.
Jake at the helm.
Yeah,
that man is a dangerous man.
He's a very good League player. Very good.
Yeah.
And not only League, we're Rocket League. We're thriving in Rocket League at the minute. Won Yorkshire Champs the other week.
Your friend Ethan, who also plays Ado.
Yeah.
Does he ever tell you all about it? Like, does he? Or do you not really talk about it?
He don't mention Rocket League much, but I know he's quite good at it, obviously, with Cameron and Kenzie telling us all about it. But I tell you what, he's good at Ado.
Is he?
He's very good at Ado.
I've seen him playing against them bots.
It's
not for me.
He's at a tournament. When we went to Coventry, he didn't lose a 1v1. They were absolutely wiping floor with everybody. He's really talented. He's got a future in that, and he's one of the reasons why we do so well in tournaments and stuff.
Carries there a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Now I know how he feels, you know what I mean? Having to carry you on Overwatch.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. If you want to email us for next week for the future questions that you may have, we can answer them. The email is viberadiobarnsley@gmail.com, all lowercase, no capitals, or DM us on Facebook or Instagram at the same I would assume. Thank you for listening. I've been Sam.
I've been Alfie.
Thank you very much.
See
you
you
next
later.
week.
The Barnsley Griffins Esports Podcast. Brought to you by Vibe Radio, the student station for Barnsley College.